Good morning. This is a recording from Monday, May 6th. In our last session, we have completed our exploration of the 4 elements of shame resilience. I'll remind you what they are. The first element is our ability to recognize and understand shame triggers, or our shame triggers rather. Second element is practicing critical awareness about your shame web, about your shame triggers. Third element is our willingness to reach out to others for empathy, and also our willingness to be there for others. And fourth is our ability to speak shame. So by now we are familiar with all the concepts that Brené Brown recommends for building shame resilience, and perhaps some of us are already putting them in practice, becoming more and more fluid in the language of shame. But even if you are not following the exercises like all the time, or you're just kind of taking some things in and some things are still a mystery, don't worry about it. As you can see, it's a lot. And definitely we don't need to create more shame by thinking that we are failing in bringing shame resilience into our life like right away. So in the next few sessions, let's look at how we actually can bring the elements of shame resilience into our daily life. Today we'll focus on how to practice courage in a culture of fear. Brené Brown writes, "There may be no more powerful relationship than the one between fear and shame. These two emotions often work together to create the perfect emotional storm. Shame leads to fear, fear leads to shame, in a vicious circle. They work together so furiously that it's often hard to tell where one stops and the other begins." Shame, which is our fear of disconnection, causes us to be afraid of many things. And the biggest fear for many of us is fear of being imperfect, flawed. And the celebrity culture we currently live in only perpetuates perfectionism, leads us to a destructive pursuit of a quote-unquote extraordinary life. Our shame and self-doubt arise from all the conflicting messages we receive from our society, from our shame web. For example, blinded by flashy commercials, we actually start to believe that it should be easy peasy to make a lot of money, or to have a strong body, or to be a loving and attentive caregiver. So when any of the above turns out to be hard work for us in real life, we think it's our fault for falling short, when in reality, we are set up for failure from the get-go by all these fantastical expectations. To increase our shame resilience, we need to learn to choose growth and progress over perfectionism. We need to learn to reality check our expectations and remember that everything worthy in life requires dedication and consistency. Nothing is really easy peasy, even if it seems so. Of course, not everything has to be hard work, but it's not like just poof, we want it, and there it is, it happens. So in the book we're using for the series, Brené Brown talks about a powerful exercise we can do to assess our fears around expectations and promote a realistic outlook on life events. She calls this exercise the life shuffle, and it's based on the pregnancy shuffle exercise that many hospitals use in their childbirth preparation classes. In the expectancy shuffle, expectant parents are given 10 note cards, and asked to write one important expectation for their labor and delivery on each card. There is a underlying assumption that families are hoping for healthy outcomes for mother and child, so those two are not included, but everything else can be. So women typically write things like no C-section, no inducement, family arrives on time, nice nurses, baby latches to breastfeed immediately and without any problems, etc. Their cards describe the picture that they have painted in their minds about their labor and delivery, the ideal picture. When they're finished and are proudly gazing at their cards, they are asked to flip the cards over so that they can't see what's on them. Shuffle them and pick 5 from the 10. At this point, they're told that these 5 expectations will work out and the other 5 won't. Then they're asked, do you feel prepared if 5 out of 10 expectations happen rather than 10 out of 10? Of course, this is when all the fears come out for expectant parents, and it's a very challenging moment. But at the same time, this reality check makes all the difference in their pregnancy preparation, and on all levels: physical, mental, emotional. So Brené Brown suggests expanding this exercise to something she calls the life shuffle. Because when we develop expectations in our minds that have our entire self-worth riding on their realization, we set ourselves up for failure, which inevitably leads to shame. Using the life shuffle to acknowledge our vulnerabilities and fears is a very powerful way to reality check some of these expectations. And this could be expectations for the next month, year, 5 years, next stage of life, or a particular situation, etc. Understanding our fears is part of the shame resilience process. And it's also an important piece in building the kind of relationships, the kind of network that we need in order to have full and connected lives. For the practice part today, let's do a circle of loving kindness meditation, reminding ourselves that we are not some kind of perfectionist ideal or perfectionistic ideal, but we are living, breathing human beings, each of us beautifully and uniquely flawed. And in the end of the day, each of us is not really looking for something grandiose, even if on the surface we believe so ourselves. But in the heart of hearts, we all want simple things, like being seen for who we are, feeling that we are enough, being loved and loving, being safe and nurtured. So let's do this practice, and right after it, when you are hopefully in a good place physically, emotionally, and mentally, I encourage you to take a few minutes and do this life shuffle exercise. I posted it already in our Mindful Morning Circle group. So now take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment, right here, right now. Your breath nice and soft, natural, easy. See if you can get a sense of spaciousness in your breath, a sense of freedom, allowing all the experiences of the present moment to flow through you as energy that they are, without struggle. As always, begin your loving kindness practice with a gentle reflection on the good within you and your wish to be happy, the simple wish. Scan your body and notice how that reflection affects your physical state, your breath. Soften from the inside out. And start repeating after me, silently or out loud. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel loved, cared for, at ease. May I know that I am enough. May I remember I am never alone. May I know deep, natural peace. Now imagine sitting in the center of a circle surrounded by all the members of our mindful morning Sangha, and maybe all your friends and family and loved ones. We will now send loving kindness to each of us. And as you repeat the verse after me, also allow yourself to receive their kindness, the good wishes sent to you from the circle. Receive it with gentle presence. Remember, you deserve it. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and mind. May you feel loved, cared for, at ease. May you know you are enough. May you remember you are never alone. May you know deep, natural peace. With each phrase, you're offering each other a gift, and you're receiving a gift from each other. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and mind. May you feel loved, cared for, at ease. May you know you are enough. May you remember you are never alone. May you touch deep, natural peace. As always, if you notice that your attention wanders away from the circle, away from the practice, simply come back as many times as you need. Remember, there is no judgment here, only compassion. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and mind. May you feel loved, cared for, at ease. May you know you are enough. May you remember you are never alone. May you touch deep, natural peace. As you complete your practice, just sit quietly for a few moments and notice the sensations in your body, around your heart. Maybe there is a new sense of spaciousness, tenderness. Maybe there is a softness that you haven't noticed before. But if you don't see any difference, remember it's okay. There is no judgment, there is no goal, there is no need to fix or change anything. Simply doing this practice is enough. Doing this practice builds shame resilience. As I mentioned earlier, I invite you to take a few minutes right now, of course, if you can, to do the life shuffle exercise while you're in this state of mind. To reality check your current expectations about the next month, a specific situation, the next phase of life, whatever it is. And also, as you go through your day to day, continue with this reflection, choosing growth and progress over perfectionism as a method of building resilience. Are you leaning more towards perfection or growth in your goals? Whatever that is, why do you think you're doing this? Why do you think it's your preference or your habit? As always, enjoy your discoveries, and if you feel inspired to share, please do so. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a gorgeous day, and I will see you tomorrow.